Welcome back to MetaCast, everybody. I'm John.
And I'm Maya.
And today we're diving into something a little, well, unexpected.
Unexpected is right. It's a new Mario and Luigi game.
Yeah, Brothership it's called. And it has everyone talking, which is kind of wild, considering, well...
Considering Alpha Dream, the studio behind the series, closed down back in 2019, a lot of people, myself included, thought we'd seen the last of Mario and Luigi.
Right. I mean, it seemed like a done deal, but surprise, surprise, Nintendo pulls a fast one and hands the reins over to a new developer, Acquire.
And now we've got this shiny new Mario and Luigi adventure just dropped, so where are we getting our info from today?
We're looking at a review from Level Up, who gave Brothership a glowing 9 out of 10. They're calling it a revitalization of the franchise.
Big words. So let's break it down, shall we? What's got Level Up so excited?
Well, first off, the setting. It's not the Mushroom Kingdom this time.
Oh, where are we headed then?
To a whole new world called Concordia.
Concordia. Tell me more.
Think vast ocean, tons of unique islands.
Islands? Like what kind of islands?
Oh, you know, everything from flower-filled wonderlands to a crazy amusement park island, even a corporate city. They really went all out with the variety.
Wow, no kidding. That's a far cry from the usual grassy plains and mushroom forests. So, what's the story? What are Mario and Luigi up to in this watery wonderland?
Well, it turns out these islands were all once connected by a giant tree called the, hold on,
Connectarbol.
the Connectar.
Wow.
Okay, I kind of like that. What happened to it? Disaster struck, of course. The tree was destroyed, the island scattered, and now it's up to Mario and Luigi to plant a new Connectarbol and, well, put everything back together.
Ah, classic Mario and Luigi saving the day. But how are they hopping between these islands? Is there a magic boat? A teleportation device?
Even better, they have the Navio Vio.
The what now?
The Navio Vio. It's like a ship, but also an island. Their mobile headquarters, you could say.
A ship island. Okay, that's pretty cool.
It is, but the reviewer did mention there wasn't a whole lot to do on the Navio Vio itself. Sort of a missed opportunity, maybe.
That's a shame. But hey, at least there are plenty of islands to explore, right?
Oh yeah, tons. And speaking of exploring, let's talk gameplay.
The meat and potatoes of any Mario and Luigi game. What have we got?
Well, good news for fans of the series, they brought back all the classic mechanics. You're controlling both brothers, jumping, hammering, and of course those tandem actions.
Ah, yes, the tandem actions. Always a highlight. Those cooperative moves that let them pull off those crazy over-the-top maneuvers.
You know, like flying with that giant propeller hat or smashing through obstacles by rolling into a giant ball. Never gets old.
Absolutely. And it sounds like these tandem actions are more than just fun little gimmicks in Brothership. They're essential for solving puzzles, getting past obstacles, even taking down those enemies. Speaking of enemies, are we facing the usual suspects? Goombas, Koopa Troopas, that sort of thing?
Well, there are some familiar faces, but the reviewer specifically mentioned the enemy variety being a real highlight. They really shook things up.
Oh, now that's interesting. Fresh enemies can really add a lot to the experience, keep you on your toes. But how about the battle system itself? Anything new there?
You bet. They've got this brand new system called Clavijas Enchufes.
Clavijas and Enchufes. Now that's a mouthful. What does it mean?
Basically, plugs and sockets. And it sounds pretty cool.
Okay, lay it on me. What are these plugs and sockets all about?
So throughout the game, you find these plugs that give you different, like, benefits in battle. Some might give you fire attacks, others area of effect damage, some even buffs and debuffs.
Sounds intriguing. So how do the sockets fit into all of this?
Well, you unlock sockets as you progress, and you can slot these plugs into them. It's like you're customizing your combat strategy, tailoring it to your play style or the enemies you're facing.
Ah, so it's all about strategy and planning. No more just button mashing your way through battles.
Exactly. And the reviewer seemed really impressed with the depth it added. They said there's a lot of potential for experimentation and finding really creative builds.
That's what I like to hear. Makes you think a bit more, right? But you know what else I'm curious about?
What's that?
Those Luigi Dias. Those moments where Luigi has a stroke of genius.
Oh, right. Those are back too.
And how? The reviewer didn't give away too many details, but they did say they're more important than ever.
Especially in boss battles.
Yeah, it sounds like they could be real game changers.
They did say to keep an eye out for those Luigi Dia activation cues.
It sounds like we're going to have to be on our toes. But, you know, what about the humor?
Oh, wow.
Because you can't have a Mario and Luigi game without that signature charm and silliness.
Right. And don't worry, the reviewer said it's all there. The quirky characters, the funny dialogue, the wacky situations. It's all classic Mario and Luigi.
Good to hear. But we've only scratched the surface here.
Yeah, there's so much more to uncover. Speaking of interesting, what about those plug-faced characters the reviewer mentioned?
Oh, those are great. The reviewer talked about these villains, right?
The Shock and the Commando extension.
Yes, them. The Shock sounds, well, shockingly menacing, but the Commando extension,
They sound like a total mess.
oh, a complete disaster. But a hilarious one, from what I gather.
Classic Mario and Luigi. They always manage to nail that balance, right?
Like,
Like genuinely engaging stories, but with tons of humor sprinkled in.
it's an art form, really.
It is. But, there was one thing I was a little worried about going into this.
What's that?
The new voice actor for Mario and Luigi.
Ah, right. Charles Martinet retiring, a new guy taking over.
It's big shoes to fill. I mean, Charles Martinet is Mario.
Oh, absolutely. Iconic voice. But honestly, the reviewer had nothing but good things to say about Kevin Afghani's performance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said he totally captures the spirit of the brothers.
That's awesome. Like, it's one thing to imitate the voices, but it's another to actually embody the characters,
Totally. And apparently, he nails it. Gives them his own unique spin while still staying true to the originals. It's a tough balance.
No kidding. So, sounds like voice acting is in good hands.
Does.
What about the music? Any word on that?
Oh, yeah. The reviewer mentioned it's done by Hideki Sakamoto, a veteran composer, and they seem pretty blown away by the soundtrack.
So it's not just recycled tunes from older games. They actually put effort into it.
Seems like it. They said it really complements the diverse environments, the characters, the whole vibe of Concordia. It's on par with the classic Mario and Luigi soundtracks, apparently.
Awesome. Because good music can really make or break a game, especially a Mario game, right?
Totally. So music's good, voice acting's good, and the reviewer mentioned the game is packed with content, too.
Yeah, they clocked in like 42 hours of playtime.
42 hours. Whoa. That's a lot of Mario, even for a seasoned player.
It is. It's not just a quick cash grab,
Yeah.
They really put a lot of love and care into it.
Which is great to see. But, there's one big question we haven't addressed yet.
Oh, you mean?
The dual screens. The Mario and Luigi series was known for its clever use of the DS's 2 screens. How on earth did they manage to adapt that to a single screen on the Switch?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. And the review, honestly.
They didn't really touch on it, did they?
Nope. Which is kind of strange. If you think about it, you'd think that would be a big talking point.
You would. Maybe it was so seamless they didn't even think to mention it.
Maybe.
Honestly, the fact that the reviewer didn't even bring it up as a potential issue, it might be the biggest compliment they could have given Acquire.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was so well done, it just faded into the background.
Exactly. Nobody's complaining, so they must nailed it. Don't worry about the tech stuff. Just enjoy the ride.
Exactly. And based on what we heard, it sounds like it was the right call. I mean, they captured the heart of what makes Mario and Luigi special. The humor, the charm, the strategic battles.
Totally. And they brought in some really cool new ideas, too. A fresh setting, those plugs and sockets, a new voice actor who apparently knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, they took some risks, but it sounds like they paid off big time.
They did. It's proof that even with beloved franchises, you don't have to be afraid to try new things, to evolve.
And that's what's so exciting about these deep dives, right? It's not just about dissecting a game. It's about seeing how game design itself is changing, adapting.
Totally. So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into Mario and Luigi Brothership, a game that proves that even in the face of, well, extinction, a franchise can find new life.
And that sometimes the best way to answer a question is to just experience it for yourself. So if you're curious about how Brothership handles this whole dual screen situation, there's really only one way to find out.
Go play it, and be sure to let us know what you think. We love hearing from you guys.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep on gaming, keep those minds sharp, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.